Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Dude Ranch DIY. My name is Jake, and today is Thanksgiving Day. You'll probably be seeing this a couple days after Thanksgiving, so I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, had plenty to be thankful for, spent some time with family, and ate some good food. This morning, I'm out here on our patio. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we have a big stamped concrete patio that we put in when we first moved into the house. There's a video on it, so go way back in the archives and you can see that. And I have this IBC tote here, covered up as you can see, and this is where I get my firewood from to bring it right through the door behind the camera here and into the room with the wood stove. So I just wanted to take some time to show you how I do this and a little dolly that I made for this IBC tote to make it easier. And we're gonna get into a couple different things today before we go over to the family's house and eat a bunch of turkey. Okay guys, so as you can see, Louie's out here with me, and here is my IBC tote. I got these two pieces of tin with a strap across. That way they don't get blown up and out of position, but they work pretty well to keep the wood dry. And we're almost out of wood, so emptying this one and bringing on a new tote onto the patio is what we're going to be tackling first today. And as you can see here, I built a little dolly out of one of these big heavy duty pallets that uses like 4x4 pieces. This pallet's super heavy duty. The casters, I can't really say the same for. It was just 4 casters that I had down in the garage. So I figured I'd screw those on there with some lag bolts and see how long they last under the weight of the totes. So far, they've been fine. But at some point I do plan on replacing them with bigger diameter, heavier duty ones. Because with a full tote on the 4 casters on the patio, as you can see, it's textured, not greatly to any degree, but those little casters, when it has a full tote on it, get a little hard to push on this concrete here. I also have, well, Louis has his toy, and I also have these 2 firewood carriers, which I'm going to talk a little bit about in a second. So I have these 2 white duck firewood bags, carriers, whatever you want to call them. I actually found them on Amazon. Now, for years growing up, my father and I always used to use the classic LL Bean firewood canvas, like waxed canvas carrier, and we loved them. You know, they always would hold up for a few years, but after constant use, you know, heating the house with a wood stove, they would wear out, especially the handles. When I got the wood stove, I knew I needed a carrier. So I went to LL Bean and I looked, and I think the LL Bean one was somewhere around like $70. And I found these seemingly equivalent firewood carriers on Amazon for much less price, and decided to try them out. And so far they've been great. They're super thick, like heavy duty waxed canvas. They have these big handles that are straps that go all the way across the bottom. So it's not just handles that are like sewn on here and here and stitched on. They go, it's a full loop around the bottom of the carrier. And I got 2 of them because it makes it easier for me to carry rather than just having all the weight on one side of my shoulders. I can fill up 2, carry twice the amount of wood, and not strain one of my shoulders more than the other. So we're gonna load these puppies up and bring them inside. We're gonna empty out this tote so that I can swap it out for a full one. And we're gonna be using the white duck firewood carriers. I will try to find a link on Amazon and put it in the description below if anybody's interested. There we go. What you doing, Lou? What you doing? What you doing? So these log carriers hold quite a bit of firewood each, actually more than you would probably think. And Now you'll notice I kind of stack it in there to give it its own little support structure. That way I can fit more in at once, and it's easier to bring the handles together. But I think we could probably get all the wood remaining in this tote in probably 3 trips. So there's one filled up. Let's do the second. So, Louie, you like all these sticks? For anybody wondering, because this is our first year in the new house, we have gone through, this was our first full IBC tote, a Firewood that we've gone through, and then we went through a second one that was halfway full. So we've done 1.5 IBC totes so far, and we are at Thanksgiving Day. How you doing, Lou? And just like that, we have an empty tote. And as I thought, it was gonna be 3 trips with these great Firewood bags. So now I need to move the tote into a spot that I can access it with the tractor. As you can see here, we have the garden, which still needs to be taken down. We have our home's propane tank right there. So it makes it a little tough to get the tractor in here, to plop it down right here. So what I did was build this dolly, and it makes it a lot easier, so I can wheel the entire tote over here to where I have a straight shot. I can come in and drop down a full tote and pick up the empties. So I'm going to wheel it over into position to get ready to be loaded. Super easy. It is currently 29 degrees out, and Louie absolutely loves winter. He is happy as a pig in shit, and he's playing with his pig here. So he just hangs out with me all day, every day, outside, just wants to play. Isn't that right, Lou? Okay, guys, so as you can see here, I was last in leaf mode with the tractor. If you haven't seen me use this 3-point hitch mounted push blower, it works really well. I have a video or 2 on it. I'll probably make one more video because, as you can see, I still have a lot of leaves on the ground. But we're gonna be picking up the full IBC tote to swap out the empty one, and this is just not enough rear ballast on the back to be lifting up the big full tote like that. So we're gonna drop this and put on some ballast. So we got the tractor out of the shelter logic, and we put on our ballast for today. Now, normally, up until this point, I wouldn't have used the big tool rack as ballast. Now, in and of itself, it weighs 300 pounds. It has a 600-pound capacity in like the toolbox area, the bed. But let's face it, I mean, I don't know what stuff I would be putting in the bed to amount to 600 pounds unless I was filling it with like gravel or something. But I mentioned this to Tim and how I wasn't able to lift up an IBC tote with this on the back because it just wasn't enough ballast. And he sent me suitcase weights, 6 of them at 42 pounds a piece. I think that brings it to somewhere around like 250 pounds or something like that of additional rear ballast to the already 300-pound big tool rack. So now we're around 550 pounds, plus the quick hitch weighs about 90 pounds. So we're in the neighborhood of 600 pounds unloaded. Now, granted, I just have a bunch of hand tools on here, you know, some tarps, my pallet fork, hitch, but we are going to try lifting a full IBC tote with this rear ballast for the first time. I'm really hoping that it works because it's been killing me not to use the big tool rack, just in not having all the extra space. I have been using my ballast box that's down there at the wood yard, but that thing is so useless. It's literally just dead weight. I can't really carry much on it. So I'm really hoping that these rear suitcase weights allow me to pick up IBC totes and do my day-to-day front end loader lifting. right, guys, so as you can see, I got the new IBC tote on the pallet dolly here. I was a little off in the centering, you know, from this angle going left to right, or, you know, front to back, but it's pretty well centered, you know, in the middle going left to right. Definitely something I got to practice a little bit, but it's nice because I can pull up, kind of hover the IBC tote over the dolly, and then center the dolly, you know, on the IBC tote. But just in general, this isn't the best situation here. At some point, hopefully next year, we're going to be filling in or backfilling in on the patio here to kind of make this whole area more level, because this is kind of the best access to put the tote down. I go right through that door there, and the wood stove is right through that window. As you can see, it's cooking away. But yeah, for now, this dolly is working pretty good. I'm gonna push it over into position over here, and then we'll move on to something else. Okay, there we go. A bunch of leaves on here and stuff. So guys, all in all, I am super happy that I can now pick up IBC totes with the big tool rack back there. That extra, you know, 250 pounds, give or take, is a big game changer, and I really don't have that much stuff in the tool rack that amounts to much weight at all. So it'll just be even more stable there. I backed down the hill there. I only have 3 more remaining IBC totes up here at the top of the hill. We put those there when I first moved into the house, and I actually brought all those totes over here from Sam's house. So those are like well over a year old, and in retrospect, it was kind of a bad spot to put them because it's hard to access them. I have to go down a hill, either down to the wood yard, which wasn't there when we put those totes there initially, or I have to take it down this hill that you saw here to the patio. So we only got 3 left up there, and then we'll be smooth sailing, you know, because all the rest of the totes will be down at the wood yard. But yeah, big tool rack with that extra weight from the suitcase weights, awesome. Thank you so much, Tim at Big Tool Rack. They are running some awesome sales, guys, for Christmas, the holiday sales. Check out their website. They are just giving stuff away over there. If you do end up deciding to buy something, I'm not sure what promo codes they might be offering, but we always have a 5% discount here at Dude Ranch, and that code is Dude Ranch 5, the number 5. So check that out. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. That's going to be it for this one. I got to go eat some turkey. If you like the video, give us a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button down below. We passed 3,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to everybody that helped and contributed to getting that milestone. Really appreciate it. Any questions, comments, or feedback, put it in that comment section below. But for now, I'm Jake. This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.